What's my horse's handicap? The fact that you're backing him?
Everyone loves a newbie. That's why Paddy Power Games are giving all new customers 60 free spins on daily jackpot games. New Paddy Power Games customers only. One per customer. T's and C's apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Hello there. Thank you for joining us for the Racing Post Weekend Postcast. The team this week is me, Bruce Millington, and my fellow Racing Post colleagues, Graham Rodway and David Jennings. Plus, we welcome from Paddy Power, Niall O'Reilly. Okay. It's the last week before the flat season starts, and the focus of the ITV cameras is Kelso and Newbury. 7 races there. We will be going through those one by one with all the best bets. The lads will tell us what else they fancy on Saturday and their naps. And then we will look ahead to Sunday, where Naas stages the first Irish flat card of the season. And we will also have a look ahead to the Grand National. And I think Niall's got some exciting news about extra places there. We will start, though, with 4 races at Kelso. Now, just before Cheltenham, Kelso put some fantastic prize money up and didn't get anything like the support they deserved. Thankfully, there's a much, much stronger numerical and quality turnout for their 4 ITV races tomorrow. The first of which is the 150. It's the EBF TBA Mares Novices Chase. And Niall, how do Paddy Power bet on this one?
So just the 4 runners here. Cupatana is even money. Kalahari Queen is 15-8. My Old Gold is 7-2, and Takamore is 20-1.
Come then, nice and easy, G-Rod. Kick us off with a winner.
Yeah, I thought My Old Gold was the one to be on. Beat call specialist Loft Salt a couple of starts ago at Wetherby, and had Blue Fighting behind. Blue Fight then went and beat My Old Gold last time out at Kelso. But that form's worked out quite well, because the winner went on to win a listed chase, beating Black Courton at the course next time. So in the context of Mares Company, I think that's fairly strong form, and yeah, fairly decent price on My Old Gold as well. Okay,
a confident start from G-Rod. What about you, David?
I think Cupatana will probably win, Bruce. It's funny, this is going to give away all my tips for Kelso, but I fancy Sean Bowen to win the first 4 races at Kelso. So that'll tell you what I fancy in the next few races. But Cupatana, serious risks attached here, has been beaten at 1.05, 1.55, 1.54 and 1.59 in its last 4 starts. Obviously, it's failed to complete in 3 of those, but she's actually quite a decent jumper, and she just tends to get one wrong. When she makes a mistake, she falls, she comes down. But with such a small field here, I think she'll be okay, and I'm always one give these type of horses one more chance, so I'm going to be giving Cupatana another chance.
And Niall, who's your tip?
It's a tricky little race, but Cupatana, as DJ was saying, I couldn't back that at even money. She tends to make mistakes, and when she does, she falls. The one I like is My Old Gold. As G-Rod said, she's gone well at the course before. She was second at Blue Flight, who obviously went on to beat Black Courton next time. So that looks very useful form. At 7-2, I think she's one to back.
Okay, the 225 is the Bernhard Lighting Rig Handicap Hurdle. Niall, give some prices.
So Winston C is our 7-2 favourite. Champagne City is 9-2. Ingleby Hollow is 11-2. Joke Dancer is 7-1. St Leo 9-1. Albert's Back 10-1. Irish Road 10-1. 14-1 bar.
And the second leg of this Sean Bowen 4-timer that DJ fancies will be completed aboard who, mate?
Winston C, Bruce. This is arguably the strongest fancy I have for that Sean Bowen rides. When you go back through Winston C's form, his third actually to Brewing Up a Storm earlier on in the season at Huntington actually worked out really, really well. The 4th horse home that day, Flash to Steel, has won twice since and is rated much higher than it was back then. And even when it won last time, it beat Beaufort West at Sandown. Beaufort West ran in the Supreme, which is hard to believe. This is obviously much shallower waters than the Supreme. And this Winston C, I think he could be well handicapped off a mark of 137. He got to 87 on the flat. He was a proper dour stayer on the flat, got 1 mile 6. I think a race like this is just his cup of tea. And 137, I think he could get to the mid-140s. So, confident vote for Winston C.
Are you betting with the bookies' money at the moment, DJ, after a good Cheltenham?
Oh, unbelievable Cheltenham, yeah, unbelievable. If Wicklow Brave had hung on, it would have been the best Cheltenham of all time. But
and Curse Sublime.
And Curse Sublime, yeah, hit the cross. But once Steffi Desai won and once top of the game won, that was all that mattered.
Yeah, you tipped very well. Well done, DJ. OK, Niall, who wins the 225 at Kelso?
I didn't think there was that many that looked well handicapped in here, and just down the bottom, Ingleby Hollow for David O'Mara was one that I thought could be. He's only had 3 runs over hurdles, but he was rated around 80 on the flat. On his first run, he was third behind Dr. Dex, with Constantino in second. Dr. Dex has gone on to run well at the festival in the Martin Pipe. Since that, he's won twice very easily in a maiden hurdle and a novice hurdle at Sedgefield. He's won by a combined 25 lengths. Now, they weren't strong, but I don't think the handicapper's been too harsh on him as a result. And off 129, I think he'll go close here.
You got a confident choice, G-Rod?
Not really, no. I thought I'd play the solid option here, which is Champagne City for Tom George. This one I was going to back at Cheltenham last week if it turned up, because it's got some great course form there. I thought it would run well at big price, but it didn't get in, I don't think. So, fourth behind Benny's Bridge, who, of course, Niall tipped up on this podcast a few months ago. That was a cracking run. He was in front at the last fence and only got run out of it near the line. And last time out at Newbury, he ran behind Crooks Peak in a race that was run at an absolute dawdle in the early stages and wouldn't have suited him at all, because he's a good stayer at the distance. And he did well to finish second, so he's good enough for me, Champagne City.
Let's move on then to the 3 o'clock, the Liz Adam Memorial Handicap Chase. Niall, give us a show and then we'll stick with you for the first tip.
Okay, Blue Flight is our 3-1 favourite. Calypso Calange is 5-1. Some Chaos is 5-1. Claude and Goldie is 11-2. Ron's Dream 11-2. Larev 6-1. Capard King 12-1, and Gold Opera is 12-1. Yeah, I'm really strong on one here. Ron's Dream for Peter Bowen.
Yes, at last we have a Tom Bowen tip.
Yeah. She was a massive eye catcher in the Welsh National, and I'd just been waiting for her to run the handicap. She instead ran a listed race for Mayors last time, and she fell, which you can obviously forgive. In general, she's a very good jumper. When you compare this race to the Welsh National over a more suitable trip on a track that she's won at before, then she just has to go close here. I actually think she'll go off favourite, so I'm not sure that price is going to last. I think she could be the bet of the weekend, personally.
Sorry, the tea bag split in my cup of tea and I just drunk a load of tea leaves. Oh. G-Rod.
What price is she? I thought she was double figures. Sorry, I missed it.
Ron's Dream?
Yeah, she's got a massive chance, but I generally have a rule that I don't like backing last time fallers. I just think that it's sort of a quick way to the poorhouse, really. Those horses tend to, so you never quite know how they're going to come back. Sometimes it affects their confidence. So with that in mind, I'm going to stick with a favourite, Blue Flight, who obviously beat my selection in the first race, My Old Gold, 2 runs ago, and then was a nice winner over Black Coulton at the course last time. He's going to need to improve again, but I think he's up to it.
Okay, and DJ, I think you're going to agree with Niall, aren't you?
Yeah, I love the way Graham's philosophy is not to back last time out fallers, and we've previewed 3 races so far, and 2 of them that I've tipped are last time out fallers, which is a bit worrying. But yeah, this Ron's Dream 11-2. Like, I just can't see this horse going off anything close to that price. You know, Blue Flight, when I looked at this race originally, you kind of said Blue Flight has to be the improving one, only a 6-year-old, but it's gone up £14 for that win, and that's a colossal hike. Whereas Ron's Dream has been contesting better races. That 4th in the Welsh National was a cracking run, and you go back to its only previous visit to Kelso when it beat Elusive Theatre by 13 lengths. Seemed to love the track that day, jumped brilliantly. I just think she's probably in a different class to these, to be honest with you. I think 11-2 is huge.
Okay, and the final race in front of the ITV cameras at Kelso is the 3:35. It's the Paxton's exclusively Kevernland handicap.
Yeah, just on Ron's Dream. There's bigger out there at the moment which won't last, but yeah.
Oh, okay, right.
Just so DJ knows. Yeah, this next race, Wordy Farm is our 4-1 fav. iWright is 5-1. Captain Drake is 6-1. Seymour Lights is 7-1. T's Components Lad is 7-1. Tom Keevy is 8-1. Arthur Secret 10-1. Rocklander 10-1 and 12-1 Bar.
What have you got for us, DJ? No, G-Rod, you're first.
This is a race that I didn't like because the horse I was going to tip in it is not running. So I won't be betting in the race probably, but if I had to bet, I would bet Seymour Lights for Sandy Thompson, who's quite promising a couple of years ago, I think it was, and then he's a last time out faller, of course. But
that lasted long, that principle, didn't it?
But I think he's worth another chance, you know.
Right.
And just James Reevely is here to ride as well from France.
Those golden rules of G-Rods are some book, aren't they?
You've got to be a bit flexible with them. You know?
Yeah. DJ, who are you on?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Graham to say, I'm never going to tip a woman trainer horse. I fancy Emma Lavelle's Paisley Park.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be the final leg of the Sean Bowen Lucky 15 with Captain Drake, who reopposes with Tom Kevy. The 2 of them are upsides coming down to the last at Suddle. Tom Kevy fell at the last that day, and Tom Kevy's gone up £5. Captain Drake has gone up £6. But Captain Drake, I think the extra 2 furlongs here is absolutely crucial because he just looks an absolute dour stayer that would want 4 miles. I think the trip here is really going to suit. And I think it got away quite lightly with a £6 hike because just the rapid rate that it's improving. I thought it was quite impressive at Uttoxeter the time before as well. So, hopefully this will be Sean's 4th winner of the afternoon.
DJ sounds like a man on a mission. He's so confident after Cheltenham. He's seeing the form nice and clearly. Lovely stuff, David. Right, Niall, who do you fancy in 3:35?
I really like I Right for Harriet Graham. He's kind of a course specialist. He's been here 5 times. He's never been out of the first 2 and he's won 3. And I think this is a specialist type of course. So it's definitely a positive. Like if you go back to his run at Cheltenham a few starts ago in a very good race, he was an eye-catching 6th off 123. Now he won his next start, so he's gone up to about 130. And the last 2 times he's beaten in Kelso, there were messes of races that were really slowly run. So I can forgive him both of them. I think he's definitely still well handicapped off 130, and in a race where I'm not sure there's that much depth, I think he'll definitely go close.
Lovely stuff, chaps. Let's do Newbury next.
Friends, or maybe more. Earn a 20 quid free bet for every friend you refer to Paddy Power, thanks to our Friends with Benefits programme. Log in to your Paddy Power account and share your referral link to get started. Terms and conditions apply. 18+, begambleaware.org.
Welcome back. Let's do the 3 live ITV races at Newbury next. Starting with the 205. It's the Ensure with Be Wiser. Handicap chase. Niall, give us a show.
This is our MBS race, so it's money back if Strong Pursuit wins the race, and he's our 11-4 favourite. Classic Ben is 4-1, Joe Farrell is 13-2, Chick Name is 15-2, Look at the Draw 10-1, Salmanazar 10-1, Sega Boy 10-1, and 12-1 bar. Before
we get the tips, actually, a quick word about Noel Feely, that fantastic jockey who retires after riding at Newbury tomorrow. Where would you rate him, G-Rod, on the current list of serving jump jockeys? Right up there, presumably.
Yeah. Top class. I mean, probably been a bit sort of underrated throughout his career, wouldn't you say? He's probably only really, now that he's retiring, everyone's sort of raving about how great he was. He's always been like one of those jockeys so you thought maybe will be champion jockey one day, and it never quite happened for him, but he still ended up being a great rider. 2 champion hurdles and, a fantastic career.
Yeah. Were you a fan, DJ?
Oh, huge fan. He's probably a bit like, Michael Carrick in that Man United team, or Xabi Alonso when he was at Liverpool. There was always brilliant players and brilliant jockeys at the same time. So he was around the same time as Ruby and McCoy, but he was always the rock solid one. And what shines through really is when one of them top jockeys got injured, like when Barry got injured before the champion hurdle, and I think Mark Walsh rode Yanworth that year. Noel came in for the ride on Bouvardere, and he was the go-to man because he was just rock solid and always in the right place at the right time, and just a really nice guy and a top-class jockey. He's one of them ones when you fancy a horse and he's riding it, you're kind of going, I am happy with that.
Yeah, I agree. Well said, lads. Okay, who wins the 205? David Jennings.
I'm going to take a chance on 2 of Alan King's here, who his team are in cracking form at the minute. Salmanzar and Ziga Boy, I think both could potentially be well handicapped. They're both double-figure prices. I thought Salmanazar travelled quite well in that race behind Commodore, who is just a rapidly improving chaser belonging to Venetia Williams, going places fast. I thought Salmanazar travelled really well that day, was 4th, not beaten that far. I think that's quite solid form. And Ziga Boy returned from, I think, 2 years and 2 months off the track. Last time at Newbury in the race, Carol's Destrier got up and won. I just thought if Ziga Boy did improve a little bit from that, could potentially be well treated off 135. So yeah, I'm going to take a chance on 2 of Alan King's at big prices.
And Niall, who's your fancy?
I didn't think this race was strong at all. Strong Pursuit could be very well handicapped, but I'm going to side with Joe Farrell, who's been dropped £2 for his reappearance at Newbury. I actually thought he shaped really well off a break, as I said, jumping really well until he made a really bad mistake about 6 out. That seemed to knock the stuffing out of him a bit, but he got back into contention before fading late, as if badly needing the run. As I said, he drops back into a 0-140 here, and like I said, not the strongest race. The trip might be on the short side for him, but he's Adam Wedge back in the saddle, who's 2 for 2 on him. So yeah, I think he could take a bit of beating.
And where will the Rodway Rubles be going?
Yeah, I think the favourite will win this. Strong Pursuit. Best form as a novice came at Newbury a couple of seasons ago. He was second then, and he was a good winner at the track. Was it over this trip? No, sorry, it was over 2 miles, 6.5. We're up to 3 mile, 1.5, which shouldn't be a problem. He was over 3 miles last time at Sandown, his return from long absence. And I think we backed him, Bruce. I remember us sitting there saying, oh, this is travelling like the winner, he's going to win easily in front. And then he just tied up badly from the second last. I think he was in need of the run. He hadn't run since November 2017. So, it's more than happy with that, I suppose, after a reappearance. He should come on bundles for the outing. And as Niall said, he could be very well handicapped. He's still very lightly raced.
Lovely. Niall gives a show on the 240, which is the Be Wiser Insurance Juvenile Handicap Hurdle.
So we're 4 places here. Friend or Foe is our 9-4 favourite. Elise is 9-2. Chaparral Prince is 7-1. Rose C. Haas is 8-1. Groveman 9-1. Idyllico 10-1 and 11-1 bar.
And no, before you tell us who's going to win, I will just reiterate something I mentioned in my column yesterday. These extra places, they saved my bacon a couple of times at Cheltenham on some multiples in the week. Horses were creeping into 6th place. I assumed I'd lost, and then you log on at the end of the day and you've won. So really, really important when you're shopping rates, not just the best price, but it's the best each way terms. So we've got 4 places in a 14-runner race, so a very, very interesting each way shape to it. Niall, who should we be backing?
Yeah, just to add, the 225 Kelso is another 4-place race. That's also with 13 runners, I think. So, yeah, if you're doing each way doubles. For this race, yeah, Paul Nicholls was ramping this Friend or Foe with every preview night I saw him on, saying it was his Fred Winter horse. He didn't make the cut for that race. I think he missed out by £1 or something like that. And in a race that I really can't see that many dangers, like none of them look particularly well handicapped to me. I'm just going to have faith in Paul Nicholls that this is well handicapped and go with the favourite here.
You going to go with the favourite, G-Rod?
No, I think one of the better bets of the day at Newbury runs here, an each-way price as well, if you want to take the 4 places. Legal History for David Pipe. And this one caught my eye when he was 3rd at Newbury at the course 3 runs ago behind a very, very useful type called Song for Someone, who's since gone on and won since and was very impressive in doing so. And the second, Praeceps, ran an absolute stormer last week in the Fred Winter at Cheltenham, was in front coming to the last and lost several places on the run-in, but he'd done a lot of running to get there. It was a really cracking run, and Legal History kept tabs on those for quite some way in that race. I think he was a little bit keen early. He can be a bit gassy, which is a bit of a problem. And has shown up in his last 2 defeats as well, where he's just been a little bit keen and he's travelled really strongly and you think he's going to win. He's not quite seen it out, but they've got a huge field here and we're back at Newbury at the scene of that good run. I can see him travelling into this race really nicely. I can't see any way that he isn't on the bridle coming to the second last, and then we'll take our chance from there. He's not always the strongest of finishers, but if you're on each way and he's on the bridle at the second last, you're going to be hopeful that you're going to get a place at least. And at double figure odds, that's good enough for me.
You're very lucid today, G-Rod. We never know what we're going to get with you, do we? Sometimes it takes you 10 minutes to tell us you don't fancy something, but today it's very crisp.
I'm in a good mood today, It caught me in a good mood, yeah.
Oh, I'm delighted to hear it. DJ, what do you like here?
I like Elise's, Bruce, the top weight. It's rated 132, so it's going to be a big ass kind of giving way to everything here. But I think his form is quite strong. That second to Kel Destan, who ran so well in the Triumph Hurdle, I think stacks up really, really well here. Trade at 1.31 that day. Looked the winner, and Kel Destan has just got that battling qualities that few horses have and fought back to beat him. It's had a little pipe opener on the flat at Wolverhampton. Ran reasonably well, finished 3rd. Just a blowout, just to blow away the cobwebs. And, has already beaten Song for Someone who at Ludlow, who Graham has spoken about. And Alan King, going into Friday, so we obviously filmed this before racing on Friday, 6 of his last 7 runners have won, which is incredible, really, for any trainer. To have 7 runners and 6 of them to win is incredible. And I think Elise is a hurdler going places, and I think he will give away weight to everything.
Elise, Champs-Élysées.
What did I say?
You said, well, I thought you said Ulysses at first. So that was Michael Stout.
Group 1.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Elise.
Yeah, exactly.
Elise.
3:15.
That's actually, Aoife wants to call our first child Alicia, which is going to be very hard to pronounce.
Alicia?
Because people are going to go Alicia or I just think it's going to be quite hard to say Alicia.
You've chosen the names already. You've only just got married. 3:15 Newbury, the EBF and TBA Mares National Hunt Novices Hurdle Series final. It will take less time to run than to say. What's the latest betting?
So we're 4 places here as well. The White Mouse is 4-1. She Might Bite 9-2. Annie Mac 13-2. Etamine de Cochette 13-2. Oscar World 9-1. Out of This World 10-1. Soul Only 10-1 and 12-1 bar.
Graham, we're back with you to start us off.
I think She Might Bite will win it. 2 runs ago, finished 3rd behind Dua Wriggle, or 2nd behind Dua Wriggle. Yeah, 2nd. Sorry, at Sandown. And I think that was quite a good run. John BB was third. That's a really solid yardstick. Eclair de Guy was fourth. Came out, ran really well next time at Ludlow. And last time out, she was going to absolutely bolt up at Ludlow. She was travelling so well, and she was brought down unluckily. I've got to give a shout out to Little Chaos, because as you know, I'm one of the chief chairmans of the Stuart Edmonds fan club.
Yeah, you are.
Really do like Stuart Edmonds, and I don't think he'd be pitching this one in at this level if she wasn't up to it. So I could see that running more at double figures, but I think she might bite a win.
Who do you like, David?
I like Off the Hook for Nick and Lucy Alexander. I think she's done quite well to not go up for its recent win and won a maiden hurdle at Ayr. Beat Sam's Adventure, who won during the week as well. So that form has worked out quite well. The time before, it looked like beating Queen of Hearts at Haydock. It was a 40 to 1 shot that day. At the time, it was only rated 106, would you believe? And just ran out of it in the closing stages. It was a serial loser going into the last day, but I just think now that she's got her head in front, she dug deep as well to win it there. Looked beaten at one stage. I'm surprised she hasn't gone up £5 or £6 for that. I think she's guaranteed to be smack bang in the thick of things between the final two flights, and she's a big price. She's a double figure price, so I'm going to side with Off the Hook.
Niall, are you going to side with either of the lads, or have you got another one for us?
No, I have a different one. I've convinced myself that the Skeletons have gotten one chucked in here off 115 in Etamine de Cochette. Pardon my French. Just looking at her debut run when she was beaten 10 lengths by We Have a Dream, when that one had experience from France. That was her very first run. The third that day, Crucial Moment, who's since passed unfortunately, was rated 133, and the fourth, Paddle Your Own Canoe, was rated 140. So that would point towards her being really, really well handicapped off 115. Something obviously went wrong. She missed the year. Though on her reappearance this year, she went off 4 to 5 to beat Ardot's Baby and got beaten half a length, and that one has to give her £10 here. She's had a few mixed runs since, but again, these were in slowly run races, so you can forgive her some of them. I think she wants a really fast pace, which she'll get here. The Skeletons also have So Lonely, who looks well handicapped too, so the fact Harry's on this one bodes well for her. So yeah, I think she's 13 to 2. I think she's definitely a decent bet in this race.
You lot are making some very convincing cases. It's just a shame they're all for different horses. Might have to do loads of forecasts and tricasts. Okay, let's see what else the lads fancy on Saturday. We've got the rest of the Kelso and Newbury races. They are also racing at Bangor, Lingfield, Turles and Kempton. So don't give your nap away, G-Rod, but is there anything else we should be backing?
Yeah, I've got a few actually. There's we're moving into flat mode, aren't we? So it's time to get to Lingfield for the 2:35. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-lee. I think that'll
Is that
win.
literally what it's called?
Something like that. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-lee. Yeah, that'll win.
There's no way they should let a horse be called that.
That's what it's called.
But it's worth it for G-Rod saying it. I just wish he was in one of his more miserable moods, because it would have been even funnier. But
Yes, now this one, I've been waiting to say this all day. It called to Tartar, is that what they say?
it
Two runs ago.
Tartar, yeah.
Yeah, 2 runs ago at Wolverhampton. I mean, there was always called documenting, just left it for dead. You know, that must be absolutely thrown in that thing. Because Sha-la-la-la-la-la-lee beat the rest of them by a mile, easily. And then next time out...
What race is this? I've got to see it.
2:35 at Lingfield.
It's not in there.
It is Sha-la-la-la-la-la-lee.
No, it's not declared.
It is, it's there.
Where?
Yeah, number 7, 2:35. Oh no, sorry, 3:10, is it? 3:10.
Okay.
3:10 at Lingfield, sorry.
Right. Okay.
And then last time out, Lingfield got to the front. I mean, they didn't ever look like catching it. Family Fortunes come late, you know, and everyone was thinking that Family Fortunes was going to come and catch it. But Sha-la-la-la-la-lee was always holding on, so I think that will win the 3:10 at Lingfield. The 3:45, Merhoob for John Ryan. Was very impressive when winning Wolverhampton 2 outings ago, and probably should have won back at the track last time. Found all sorts of bother in running. The only worry there is we're going down to 5 furlongs, and all its best form is at 6, but it's not short of pace, that horse. I think it can win that race. I can't remember.
So well. Come on,
I
keep the
can't
momentum
remember
up,
if there's any
G-Rod.
more at Lingfield. I know there's one more at Kempton, but that's my nap.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll
That's
go to
it,
DJ,
yeah.
and if you can think of any more before we do
No,
that,
that's it.
jump back in. DJ, what have you got for us?
Yeah, I hope he naps that yoke, because I want to hear him pronouncing it again.
It's great, isn't it? Let's just hope Derek Thompson isn't commentating at Lingfield tomorrow. That would just be absolutely too much, wouldn't it? Oh.
Surely putting too many lads in there, but anyway, maybe he's right. In the first race at Turles, there's a really interesting horse here called Bianca Minola, that's trained by Richard O'Brien, better known for his flat exploits. I think this mare could be pretty useful over hurdles. It's ran twice. It ran against Relegate at Naas, first time out over hurdles, and I thought it caught the eye. You finished 7th of 25 there. And then last time ran against Black Tears, who of course ran so well in the Mayor's Novice Hurdle at Cheltenham, finished 5th there, but ran much better than her finishing position suggests. This is quite a weak race, and Richard O'Brien is a very, very shrewd judge. This could be turn out to be absolute bullshit. But I'd imagine he's had a race like this in mind for Bianca Manola, because he's booked Conor McNamara. It's a Martinson opportunity race, so it's for riders who have not ridden the winners of a certain amount of races, and Conor McNamara will be one of the best jockeys in this race. So Bianca Manola, who jumps quite well, and I think can make a mark over hurdles, because wouldn't be a big trainer, wouldn't be a kind of a sexy horse, could be a bit of a price in that opener, Bianca Manola. And later on in the card, Duke of the Tie looks like he's going to be very hard to beat. Rates 150 in that listed Pierce Maloney Memorial Chase. Just a rock solid chaser that's had a really good season. Seems to be holding his form together well. So Duke of the Tie. But keep an eye on Richard O'Brien's in the opener.
And Duke of the Tie is the 405. Don't mind doing your fetching and carrying, DJ. Niall, what have you got for us?
I just have two. I think they'll both win. Valdez in the 350 Newbury. Now, I backed him last time. I thought he was unlucky not to finish a lot closer to San Benedito. He just tends to jump right, and he got hampered by the loose horse. But I think he's definitely on a good mark. Like, if you go back to his run behind Janica and Hell's Kitchen at Ascot, that looks really strong form now, considering what they did at Cheltenham last week. Valdez is 12, though he's got low miles on the clock for that type of age. He spent a bit of time off injured. As I said, he does jump right, but he might get away with it here in a small field with Wayne Hutchinson back up. I think he'll probably be around 11-4 second favourite, but like I said, I think he'll win. And the other one, the 5 o'clock Newbury, get in the queue.
Oh, that'll win.
That
just wins, doesn't it? Would have won the bumper.
Yeah, this is just a steering job for Feely on his last ride. It obviously bolted up at extra last time in a very fast time. I thought it was going to go off around 5-2 and win the champion bumper. Yeah. I think I may have actually caused that anti-post gamble by taking some aggressive cuts to him. He obviously didn't run there, but they planned it to run here, and he'll just win.
It'd be short, won't he?
I'd say he'll be odds on. It's a big field, so you might get a price early.
I mean, to be honest,
odds on, he'd be about 2-5.
I thought 4-7 myself, but that was
but
the
the
price
point
I gave
is,
whatever. He's not going to be 2-5.
Always back jockeys on their final ride, whatever they're riding. But I mean, even if it wasn't his final ride, this thing's just going to be too good, and it's going to make us rue the fact it didn't run in the bumper, isn't it, Niall?
Yeah, it will indeed.
Never mind. Okay, chaps, thank you very much. Let's get the naps.
This will not be beaten.
David Jennings.
Ron's Dream, 3 o'clock Kelso, but do Sean Bowen's 4 rides in the first 4 races and Lucky 15 at Kelso.
Sorry, what was the name of the horse?
Ron's Dream.
Ron's Dream. Okay, Niall.
He's after stealing my nap. Ron's Dream, 3 o'clock Kelso. But
right.
My next best was Joe Farrell in I think it's the first race at Newbury, the 205 Newbury. So yeah.
No, we don't mind 2 in the same nap. And G-Rod.
The 8 o'clock at Kempton, Reckless Endeavour. For David Barron has booked Jamie Spencer. And this horse needs a come lately Jamie Spencer sort of ride, needs a strong pace, and absolutely flew home after missing the break last time out at Wolverhampton. Might well have won if he'd got away on terms behind Merhoob, who I've tipped to win at Lingfield. Global Academy last time out went miles and miles clear and set a really good pace. So I'm hoping that he does that again, because if he gets a strong pace, I can't see any way that Reckless Endeavour won't win.
Thank you, G-Rod. Let's do Sunday and the Grand National next.
Here at Paddy Power, we're the home of the Money Back Special, with some incredible offers every single week. Check out the website or app today. Terms and conditions apply. 18+, begambleaware.org.
Welcome back to the Racing Post Weekend. Racing Postcast, Bruce Millington, Graham Rodway, David Jennings and Paddy Powers. Niall O'Reilly. Looking ahead to Sunday. The flat season in Ireland kicks off at Naas, and we've also got jumps at Downpatrick. And in England, we've got Exeter and Carlisle. What have you got for us, David Jennings?
Okay, we'll start off at Naas. A couple of very interesting races. First of all, in the 235, the 6 furlong handicap, again, a Richard O'Brien runner that I think could be quite interesting, formerly trained in England. Chessman, who's down to a mark of 95, should be fine on the ground. I thought that was quite interesting. In the Madrid Premier Handicap in the 305, I think Xander of Ger Lines will make up into a quite decent 3-year-old. Won at Galway, kind of a maiden that always works out spectacularly well at Galway. I thought Xander on this ground, this is time of year because he wants soft ground. A lot of them are not going to cope. I think Xander will cope for for Ger Lyons and Colin Keane, former champion jockey. In the 340, that's the Park Express Stakes. It's a Group 3. I'm hoping Dermot Well to make a really good start to the season, and he's got Yulong Gold Fairy here, who on rating should be very hard to beat. Rate 105 should be the one to beat in that. And the big race, obviously, of the day is the Lincoln. And I just want to make sure that my initial fancy is running. Oh, it's only a reserve. I was fancying Wentwood in the anti-post market. I thought Wentwood had a chance. It's only the second reserve. But my second choice was also from the Ger Lyons stable, who does so well with these horses that come across from England. Sir Michael Stout used to train Carawan. Now, Carawan only won once. It won a maiden at Chelmsford under Jim Crowley. I thought it was quite impressive that day. It's been kind of tried in mile 2 races. I'm not quite sure whether that was the trip for Carawan, but it's got, I think it'll handle the ground, and I'd imagine off a mark of 83. I'd say Ger Lyons has had this race in mind for Carawan for quite some time. So if Wentwood doesn't get in, I'm going to go for Carawan.
Okay, Niall, what have you got for us on Sunday?
Yeah, just in the Lincoln, DJ's 2 horses that are both 10 to 1.
Have you got a show?
Theobald is 7 to 1, Calvados Spirit 8 to 1, Aussie Valentine 10 to 1, Insignia Frank 10 to 1. It's a load of horse on 10 to 1 here, so I'll just say 10 to 1 bar.
Okay, and who do you like?
The one I like is Crown Torp for Richard Fahey. Now, I think he holds the key to this race between that and Calvados Spirit, but I'm going to go Crown Torp. Just the run that catches my eye is when he was third behind Crack On, who's since gone to Hong Kong, I think, but off 89 in a good race at Haydock with plenty of winners in behind. He's off 86 here, and I think this is actually a weaker race when you really look at it. So yeah, he'd be the one for me. In Exeter, in the 420, the other one I really like is Coin Ingsby. I think he's very interesting for Tom Lacey here. He's a winning pointer who was useful over hurdles and has run well at this track before. I backed him last time where I thought he jumped really well, but faded late after going off a bit too hard, I thought. He just needs a more patient ride, which I'm hoping he'll get here, and I think he'll be a price probably 8 or 10 to 1. I think he'll be a vet.
Bruce?
Yeah.
Just one thing I forgot to say to you. Your horse is running in the 445 at Naas, a horse that you were hoping to retire on last year in the Derby.
Oh yes, the A-Mod, yeah.
Now,
yes.
he didn't run in the Derby this year, but I think he might win the Derby this year.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, I mean...
That's a joke. That's a joke to the 3-year-old. It's a joke.
Yeah, well, I noticed he came up on my horse tracker. For some reason, he's still in there, so I will be looking out for him, and he may be able to make up for lost time. Amedeo Modigliani, named after a very famous painter, of course, G-Rod.
Amadeo.
That wasn't far off, Jesus. G-Rod, what's your Sunday study up yielded?
Yeah, 3:15 at Exeter, Vards for Jack Barber. Caught my eye staying on really well at Plumpton a couple of outings ago behind AC Milan in a race that I think was quite strong for the course. Then last time out made his handicap debut at Wincanton over 2 mile, 5.5 furlongs. And he showed up quite well for a long way, but didn't quite get home. He was quite weak towards the finish. Now he's down in trip here. I think that might suit him. And he won a good ground point. So if the weather holds up and it dries out a little bit, that should suit him very well. And in the 4:35 at Carlisle, there's a horse that I'm going to struggle to pronounce. I'm going to call it Jai Fried for Ben Case and Max Kendrick. This one last time out must be really well handicapped because...
That's terrible. I'm just... Jai Froid.
Jai
means
Fried?
I'm cold.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
I never did French, I did German in school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not that I can speak
Sounded
that.
like you were trying to pronounce it in German. So anyway, Jai Froid.
Yeah, in the 4:35 at Carlisle. I tipped this one last time at Exeter, and it must be absolutely thrown in because, I mean, nothing catches Firebird Flyer when it jumps the last in front. It stays forever, that Firebird Flyer. He was traded at 101, and Jeff Rod absolutely flew home and caught it on the line. So that must still be well handicapped off the £5 higher mark, and this stiff track will really suit him. It goes well at Exeter last time.
Righty-ho, thank you. We're a couple of weeks away from the Grand National, and... well, lots of people will want to wait until the day. Paddy Power are making it a little bit more enticing to get involved now. They are non-runner, no bet, and 6 places. So let's get some early thoughts from the boys on where the value might lie after Niall has given us Paddy Power's latest Grand National betting.
Yeah, so Tiger Roll is our 7 to 2 favourite. Rat Vinden is 10 to 1. Annabelle Fly 10 to 1. Lakeview Lad 12 to 1. Vintage Clouds 12 to 1. Doonicus 20 to 1. Abolitionist 20 to 1. Rock the Casbah 20 to 1. Maldini 20 to 1. And 22 to 1 bar.
G-Rod, is that 7 to 2 Tiger Roll for you?
I'd love to see him win it, wouldn't you? I
Yeah.
mean, what a horse he is.
Oh,
I
he's
mean,
brilliant.
Fantastic the way he went through that race at Cheltenham.
Absolutely brilliant.
But 7-2 in the Grand National, anything can happen. I mean, I know he's Tiger Roll and he's got a bit of class and he can jump, but yeah, I'd have to back, if I was betting now, Ramesses Detaille for David Pipe, who's a really consistent type and was second to, I think, Robinsworth last time out. I don't think that horse is in this race. I got no idea why not, because if Robinsworth was in this Grand National, I think he'd win it. But I'd have to go for the one that finished second to him last time, because I'm pretty sure that they haven't entered Robinsworth, or he's not getting in, or so. I don't know. They obviously don't fancy the race for him. He's been a bit fragile, Robinsworth, so maybe they're thinking we'll go elsewhere. Maybe they'll go one of those other staying chases, Scottish Nash or.
Okay. So it's Ramesses
So
Detaille.
yeah, if I had to have a bet now, it'd be Ramesses Detaille.
Who would you be backing now, DJ?
I love the way Graham just says, if Robinsworth was in this, he'd definitely win it, no problem at all. Which is quite interesting, because he'd be big enough price, Graham, would he not?
Yeah, probably would, yeah. He won the Grand National, I think it's the Grand National Trial, do they call it? He won that, but I mean, it's not much of a trial for the Grand National, is it, if the winner's not running?
Well, no. Okay, what do you like, DJ?
The two I like are, obviously Tiger Road's got a cracking chance, we all know that, he looks a different horse, but the two I like, Rock the Casbah is the first of them. I think he's very, very interesting. Like, he won last season when Philip Hobbs' horses were complete out of form. He won at Cheltenham at the Open meeting, or the November meeting as it's now called. I just think off 153, he's got a lovely weight. He's only got 10 stone 9. I think the Grand National test will definitely suit him. He's a good jumper, and I think left-handed flat track. He's so good at Chepstow. And the other one who's not that big of a price, I think Rathvinden is tailor-made for the Grand National. But I must say that my Grand National record is absolutely horrific. So for that reason, I'm just going to give you the winner of the Irish National, and it's a horse I tipped in the paper today called Say Jersey, that's trained by Willie Mullins. It's 20-1 with Paddy Power.
Lovely. Niall, have you got a strong national fancy?
I wouldn't say strong. Just on Tiger Road, the fact he's so short, we just consigned ourselves to this. This could be one of the biggest liabilities we've nearly ever had, judging by what we're seeing already. Yeah, it's a one-horse book at the moment. I backed one each way. He's obviously running tomorrow. Joe Farrell, I've been backing him all year, but I'm not sure he's going to get in. The other one I've backed at a bigger price, 50-1 or so, is Ballyoptic. Now, he ran terrible at Haydock last time, but his previous form would give him a squeak. I think he might be worth an each way bet.
Lovely stuff. Excellent. Well done. Right then, loads of great postcasts next week. Maddie's back on Monday, looking back on the weekend and looking ahead to the Lincoln at Doncaster on Saturday week. On Tuesday, we've got a Grand National special. Tom Siegel joins the panel and they will be looking at the great race in much greater detail. We've got golf on Tuesday as well, because there's a Wednesday start. We've got football on Thursday, and then Maddie is your host next Friday for another Racing Post weekend racing postcast. Do please join us for that.
Check out Paddy's Rewards Club. Simply place 5 bets of £10 or more across any sport in a week, and you'll get a free £10 bet then next week. T&Cs apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.